and welcome to the Environmental Learning Center at Clackamas Community College. I'm Maggie, an educator here at the ELC, and this is technically week 2 of our Wetland Wildlife Livestream series, where each week we're going to be learning about a different animal that calls the wetland their home. Last time we learned about our feathered friends, the mallards, which you may be able to see behind me throughout today's live stream. I actually just took a walk around the ELC this morning, and I saw dozens of mallards, and it appears that they are now pairing up. So I was seeing a lot of female mallards and male mallards swimming together, which is a good sign that spring is coming and that we will probably get a lot of baby ducklings in the spring, which is very exciting. However, this week we are going to be learning about our friend, the beaver. I've got a big old stuffed beaver right here next to me, which he actually has quite, apologies for the noise, has a quite light fur. And this is probably because this is a really old beaver that has been, it's been stuffed for decades, and the sun has probably bleached its fur quite a bit. Beavers tend to actually have pretty dark brown fur, but we can still learn a lot about what a beaver looks like through looking at this guy. Today, in order to better get to know this beaver, we are going to be some beaver detectives. We're going to take a closer look at this guy. We're going to watch beavers hard at work building their own homes, and we're going to try to build one ourselves. Beavers are known for being North America's largest rodent. They've got those big iconic buck teeth and that big flat tail. And they are known for building amazing things out of just sticks and mud and rocks that can completely change the area that they're living. It's super cool. I'm super excited to be looking into it with you. The ELC is a wetland, and a wetland is an area of land that is covered in water. All types of animals love to find food, water, and shelter here at the ELC, and wetlands like it. And beavers are super special because they can actually help create wetlands. They come into areas that don't have very much water, and they completely change it into a beautiful area similar to what we have here at the ELC. So it's super cool, super exciting. A couple things before we get started. I just want to introduce Michelle, who's once again our camera person. So if I mention her, that's who I'm talking to. She's also going to be the one monitoring the Zoom chat. So if you have any questions throughout this live stream about beavers, feel free to put it into the Zoom chat, and I will make time at the very end to answer them all. You should also hopefully have an activity sheet in front of you. This week's activity sheet is titled Beavers, Nature's Builders, because they do build all types of cool stuff. And after today's live stream, you should be able to know what a beaver's home looks like, specifically what a beaver dam looks like, and how that dam creates a pond, and how all types of animals love to move in and find habitat or their home in that pond. So throughout today's live stream, make sure to pay attention to what animals I mention that really enjoy what the beaver creates, so that you can add it to your drawing. But okay, let's get into it. So, although beavers don't currently live here at the ELC and have not been ever reportedly spotted, we do know that beavers have been here before. If we've never seen them, how do we know that? Well, it's because of the things that beavers leave behind. So a couple years ago, along one of the trails here at the ELC, this stick was found. Let me show it to you. Let's see, what's a good spot? Here's a good spot of the stick. So this stick was found along one of the trails, and if you can see, there's all these little almost rectangular markings up and down this stick. It looks like something was biting the bark off of this stick, right? Now, what type of animal do you think could do that? Well, if we look here at a beaver skull, this skull gives us a really good look at what beaver's teeth look like. So they are these really rectangular kind of buck teeth. And if you can imagine, a beaver just kind of went up and down this stick, taking lots of little nibbles off of this branch. The reason why the beaver was doing that is because beavers love to eat bark. So it looks like a beaver was walking its way through the ELC and stopped for a nice little snack. And thanks to that, we were able to know that a beaver was here. Super cool. Another cool thing about beaver teeth is the fact that they have a hard outer layer and a soft inner layer of their tooth. And the inner layer wears faster than the outer, meaning that the beaver's teeth are always sharp, which is super cool. They also are constantly growing, up to 6 millimeters per day. And so they have to continue to gnaw on that really hard wood in order to keep their teeth down, or else they would just keep growing forever, which would not be good. So those teeth are an example of one adaptation beavers have, and an adaptation is something about a beaver's body that helps them live and do what they do. So if we take a closer look at this guy over here, we can look at other adaptations they have. Have you ever gotten water stuck in your ears or maybe up your nose while swimming? Well, beavers don't have to worry about that because they actually have valves within their ears and within their nose that they can shut off while they're swimming to prevent any water from going up them. Ah, that'd be so nice. I wish I had that ability. They also have a clear, like see-through eyelid that they can put down over their eyes while swimming to also protect their eyes. So while us humans tend to have to put swimming goggles on, beavers don't even have to worry about that. They already got it built in. Also, let's take a look at the beaver's feet. Do your hands and feet look the same? No, neither do the beavers because they have two different uses. So this back foot down here is very large and very webbed, just like the mallard's feet last time. The webbing, like swimming flippers, help them swim through the water really efficiently, while their front feet aren't webbed and they're a lot more small and agile, which allows them to pick up sticks and rocks and mud, which we'll learn is very important for what they do. They also have a nice thick coat of fur with longer, silky, more waterproof hairs near the top. And then if I were to feel in deeper into their hair, there's a lot more soft fur that helps keep them warm. And they also have that big, iconic beaver tail. So let me show you. This is another beaver. This is a real beaver tail. It's a little damaged, but as you can see, it's this nice big flat tail, and they can do all types of cool stuff with this. So they can slap the ground or the water to warn each other from predators or about predators. They can kind of use it as a kickstand to keep them balanced as they're cutting down trees. And it also helps them in the water, like a rudder on a boat would. It allows them to move, to the right, to the left, or any direction a lot quicker than if they had, like, let's say, a really skinny tail. Their tail also does not have any fur on it. Just like a rat or someone else or some other animal, the lack of fur on the tail is really beneficial for heat regulation. So when they get really hot, heat can escape from their body on the tail a lot better than during, on the furry parts of their body. So super useful tail they have. All right, so beavers have all of these cool adaptations that allow them to swim in the water, have balance while cutting down trees, have the teeth to be able to cut down a tree. But why do they do these things? What are they exactly building, and how does it change such a big landscape? Well, I have a couple quick things for us to look at to see exactly what beavers are building and how it's so beneficial. So on my screen here, you can see on the left, there's a photo of a beaver dam, and on the right is a beaver lodge. So a beaver dam is basically a wall that beavers build to stop rivers or creeks from moving. So basically they put down rocks and sticks and mud in order to block off the water. And that causes the water to build up behind the dam, and it creates a pond. And that's how they create a wetland. We'll see a couple more photos of that pretty soon. And then on the right, we have the beaver lodge, which is, it looks like just a big pile of sticks in the middle of the water, but it's actually the beaver's home. So it's actually hollow inside, and that's where a beaver family lives. So if we take a look, this is a beaver lodge and a beaver dam from a different angle, so we can get a better idea of what the inside of the lodge looks like. So a beaver family, which is typically, you know, the two beaver parents and all of their kids, will live in this beaver lodge that has this really cool underground tunnel. So the entrance to the dam is only underground or underwater. And so only the beavers or other animals that can swim underwater could get in. And the lodge is where they raise their young, where they sleep, and where they store a lot of their food for the winter. So it's a super cool, super well-built home that they've built, and the beaver dam is what allows the pond behind it to become deep enough for them to be able to build the lodge, which is super cool. This right here is a photo of a beaver dam in Portland. So it's close to Reed College, and you can see there's all these like thick and thin branches, you know, all throughout this beaver dam, and it's causing the water behind the dam to be higher. And so that is a beaver pond. This is another one. You can see the pile of sticks in the back is a beaver lodge, and all the sticks in the front is a beaver dam. And then right here is a beaver dam in Colorado, and you can see there's actually a little leak in this dam. So you can see the water's rushing out. It's trying to keep going. And beavers will either let that leak stay there because sometimes it can help prevent the dam from getting destroyed or overflowing. But a lot of times the beavers will notice this leak and they will come up and they will fix it. And we'll be looking at a video of how they do that pretty soon. So once a beaver builds a dam and it creates a beaver pond, all types of animals deal with, all types of animals enjoy the pond. So because there's all types of sticks and really slow moving water, all types of insects move in, and then fish will eat the insects, and then all types of animals like blue heron, kingfisher, all types of birds will come in and eat the fish. Raccoons will come in and eat the fish. And it's just a really nice, slow moving, good food resource for all types of animals. So I think I will show a short clip of a video. I know we're a little short on time. But I really would like to show you guys just a little short clip of what beavers actually look like when they're building. And then hopefully we'll have time to build one of these dams ourselves as well. Okay, so beavers are herbivores, meaning that they only eat plants. Hopefully you can't hear the narration currently going on that video, but they eat aquatic plants and bark. They don't eat the inner wood, but they do chip away at the inner wood of a tree so that they can take the tree down and use it for all the stuff they're building. Beavers actually don't have to cut the entire tree down. A lot of times they wait for the wind to be strong enough to take the tree down for them. So that's what we're seeing here. And see how he just chops right through that branch? How cool is that? They have really sharp teeth. Okay. All right. So that's what a beaver looks like as it's swimming around, building its dam. That's what it's spending most of its time doing. I hope that one of these days you can visit one of the many amazing parks and natural areas around here that have beavers in them, because it's super cool to see. They actually are mostly nocturnal, so they're mostly active at the night, but you can see them during the evenings sometimes doing their thing, which is super cool. So I was going to put together a little bit of a beaver dam with you. So I was going to layer some rocks and some clay in this tray, and then show you how efficient this is at holding back water. So I recommend that if you are at home and you have any clay, sticks or rocks, to try doing this yourself. You know, put down some rocks, put down some sticks, use some clay, and then pour some water into the tray and see if your dam's able to hold back water as well as a beaver's dam can. I'm not sure if we have enough time today for me to build a successful dam, because it is a difficult thing. It takes beavers quite a few days to build a dam. It depends on how big the dam is, of course, but replicating a little tiny one is a little bit of a task as well. But okay, let's see. Let's see if it can hold back water like a beaver dam can, and then we will move on. See, my beaver dam has all types of leaks in it. I'm not a very good beaver, huh? But that's all right. Okay, I wanted to take just the last couple of minutes to answer any questions that you may have had in the chat about beavers before we wrap up today.
Okay. So, first question, what happens if they don't build a strong enough dam? Will they go back and work on it?
Yeah, that's a really great question. So someone asked if a beaver's dam isn't strong enough and the water pushes it away and it washes away, will the beaver come back and rebuild it? And the answer is yes. They do small repairs, like they see one little break in the dam and they'll come by and they'll add extra sticks and they'll add extra mud. But also if the entire dam washes away, if they still like the area they're living in, they will completely rebuild it, which is super cool.
How long is the beaver tail?
How long is the beaver tail is the next question, which is a very interesting question. I haven't bothered to measure exactly how long this tail is. I don't know. A little less than a foot, maybe? There's my hand for comparison. But yeah, it's pretty big. It can make a really loud sound when it's slapped on the water, which I think is super cool.
Okay, there's a couple more questions, but we're out of time. But what's the maximum weight they can carry?
Ooh, that is a good question. One last question I'm going to answer. I'm afraid I won't be able to answer everyone's, but I highly recommend that you go to your local library with a grown-up or go to a computer with a grown-up and look up some of these facts yourself, because beavers really are fascinating. But one last question was,
What is the maximum weight?
What is the maximum weight that a beaver can carry? That's very interesting. I know they chop up branches to be kind of a manageable size for them to drag, but I've seen them drag some really thick ones. So yeah, I'm sure they're pretty strong with the amount of weight they're able to carry. But alrighty, it looks like we're at the end of our time today. Thank you so much for joining me here today to learn about nature's builders, the beavers. I hope you'll join us here next time to learn about raccoons, which are another amazing animal here at the wetland. Until then, get outside and respect all of those who live there. Okay, bye.